Okay, so if you're a student or really anyone with a desk job, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That dreaded post-lunch crash. It feels like it's just a part of the day, right? But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? In this explainer, we are going to unpack a brilliant plan inspired by some Japanese food experts to help you finally conquer that afternoon slump for good.
You know the feeling. It's that heavy, foggy-headed sleepiness that hits right when you need to be productive. It is, without a doubt, the biggest enemy of your afternoon performance. So today, we're going to tear it down, figure out what's causing it, and learn exactly how to fight back. All right, so what's the goal here? We're going to build what we're calling the ultimate lunch. Now, this is not about some fancy, complicated, or expensive meal plan. Not at all. It's about a smart, strategic way of eating. It's a meal that's specifically designed to stop that food coma in its tracks and keep your brain firing on all cylinders all afternoon. So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll get into the common lunch mistakes that are totally setting us up for failure. Then, we'll unlock 3 powerful secrets for a much better lunch strategy. And finally, we'll put it all together into your very own ultimate lunch playbook. Let's do it. All right, first things first. Before we can build something great, we got to understand what we're breaking. So let's pull back the curtain and expose the 3 most common culprits that are absolutely sabotaging your afternoon focus. And hey, a quick but really important note before we dive in. This is not about banning your favorite foods forever, okay? The goal here is progress, not perfection. Honestly, even a tiny change can make a massive difference in how you feel. Mistake number 1, high-fat and fried foods. Now, the reason these are such a problem is that they are incredibly hard for your body to digest. Your body has to pull a huge amount of blood and energy down to your stomach, basically stealing that power right from your brain. It's like your body has a limited power supply, and digestion is hogging all the electricity, leaving your brain in a brownout. Next up, the classic trap, the carb-only meal. You know, a big bowl of plain pasta, a simple udon noodle soup, maybe just a pile of white rice. Without any protein or fiber to slow things down, these foods cause your blood sugar to spike like crazy. And you know what happens next. What goes up that fast must come crashing down. And that crash is what leads directly to that sleepy, can't keep your eyes open feeling. And finally, mistake number 3, those tempting sweet drinks and desserts. Look, if the carb-heavy meal was the kindling, then adding a blast of sugar on top, well, that's just pouring gasoline on the fire. It makes that blood sugar spike even worse and pretty much guarantees that you're going to be fighting off a nap all afternoon. Okay, so that leads us perfectly into our very first secret, and honestly, this one is the biggest game changer. Controlling your blood sugar is your #1 weapon in the war against the afternoon slump. Let's break down how to do it. Here is a simple but unbelievably powerful technique, the eating order rule. It's so easy. You start with your vegetables or anything with a lot of fiber. This literally builds a sort of dam in your stomach that slows down how fast sugar gets absorbed. Then you move on to your protein and fat, and make sure you chew slowly. And last, you eat your carbs, and you try to keep that portion on the smaller side. This simple sequence can totally change your afternoon. And the best part, this is totally adaptable no matter where you are or what you eat. Just swap that white bread for whole wheat, try sprinkling a little oatmeal on your salad or in your soup for extra fiber, or toss in some frozen beans like chickpeas or lentils. They're cheap, they're filling, and they're low GI, which is exactly what we want. And get this isn't just theory. The author of our source material found that this one single change, just being strict about eating vegetables or soup first, actually cut their post-meal sleepiness in half. I mean, come on, that is a huge return for such a tiny little change in habit. Let's move on to secret number 2, and this one might be a bit of a surprise. The key here is to keep your internal organs from getting cold by always including one warm dish with your lunch. So why on earth does this matter? Well, think about it. Warm food actually helps promote blood circulation and keeps your internal organs working smoothly. This is a big piece of Japanese food wisdom. It's why miso soup is such a lunchtime staple. It just makes your digestive system's job way easier so your body doesn't waste precious energy that should be going to your brain. And the absolute easiest way to do this? Make a soup jar your new best friend. Seriously, you don't have to cook a whole new meal. Just heat up some leftover soup from last night's dinner. And a pro tip, add some chunky stuff like extra veggies or some chicken to make it way more filling and satisfying. I mean, listen to this. The author talks about taking leftover sesame soy milk hot pot, Goma Tounyu in a soup jar for lunch. They found that this one simple act of warming their body from the inside out made their mind sharper and caused their afternoon work performance to dramatically improve. It's that powerful. And that brings us to our third and final secret. You've got to fuel your body with the right kind of energy. We're talking about high-protein, low-fat foods that give you that nice, slow burn of sustained power without weighing you down.
So it all comes down to choosing your protein wisely. On the left, we've got our focus fuel. These are your friends. Lean options like chicken breast, fish like salmon and tuna, eggs, tofu, beans. They're easy to digest. On the right, we have the fatigue fuel. High-fat meats, anything deep-fried. These are the things that, as we now know, just drain your energy. And making this happen is so easy. Seriously. Just boil a batch of eggs at the start of the week. Boom, you've got a perfect portable protein snack. And don't sleep on canned goods. A can of tuna packed in water or some canned beans are a fantastic, super affordable way to get that protein punch into a salad or sandwich. And for those days when you just can't be bothered to prep anything, try what the author calls the lazy sandwich. It's just boiled eggs and canned tuna stuffed into some whole wheat bread. It's incredibly simple. It checks all the boxes: high protein, low fat, and it works like a charm to keep that afternoon sleepiness away. Okay, let's tie this all together. We figured out what we're doing wrong, and we've unlocked the 3 secrets to doing it right. Now let's build your final actionable playbook. So, let's recap the 3 key principles. 1. Beat the blood sugar spikes by remembering that eating order. Veggies first. 2. Always have one warm dish. Your soup jar is your best friend. And 3. Stick to high-protein, low-fat foods. Choose your fuel wisely. That's it. Mastering these 3 things is the entire strategy. And please, remember what we said at the start. You do not have to become a lunch master overnight. Don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one of these secrets, whichever one sounds the easiest to you right now, and just give it a shot. I promise, even that single change can start to revolutionize your afternoon. Seriously, putting even one of these tips into practice can completely transform your focus after lunch. So now I want to hear from you. What's your secret weapon? What's your go-to lunch hack for fighting off that afternoon slump? Share your best tips in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.